Hey there, everybody. So, as you guys all know, the COVID-19 virus is making its way through the culture, and there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of stress. I've gone through it, my friends are going through it, my family is going through it. We're all in this together. But the good news is that Chinese medicine has been around for thousands of years, and Chinese medicine was notoriously good at remedying respiratory illnesses. So what we're seeing right now is just that. It's a respiratory illness. So people that get COVID-19 sometimes are getting huge inflammation responses in the lungs, making it difficult to breathe. And so what we're going to talk about is a little Chinese medicine theory to give you some basic frameworks and understanding on what you can do at home while we are all stuck doing the same thing, which is essentially being stuck on our homesteads and doing what we can to reduce stress and to bring those levels down. But we want to talk a little bit of theory first. So the first thing is this. In traditional Chinese medicine, they have this basic idea that all of the organs in the body have a pathway. They have what they call an internal branch and then an external pathway where it manifests externally in the body. So what we're going to talk about today is specifically the lung channel. Now, if any of you have had acupuncture, if you have a lung problem, often these points are used with acupuncture needles. So in the context of this, we want to understand the geography of where the lung channel is so that we can have that framework as we do these movements. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about 3 specific movements, okay? 2 exercises that involve movement, and then the third one will be where we mobilize the function of the lung. So we want to think of it as fortifying and circulating in the movement portion. And then as we go into the standing posture, which is stationary, this is where we mobilize the function of the lung. So right now, with all of us taking shallow breaths and feeling anxiety, we don't want to blindly just strengthen the lung because we're strengthening something that is likely depleted and weak at the moment. So the movements are they're designed to circulate blood flow into the lung, okay, into the organ itself to facilitate better functioning. Once we do that and we get the blood moving and we get the lymph moving, then we hold a static posture, which is where we do the internal breathing and we do the internal visualizations and we talk about the pieces that we fortify the mind into the body. So again, you guys, I know it's a stressful time, so hopefully this finds you well, and let's go through a little bit of the theory. So the first thing is this, the lung channel, okay? In Chinese medicine, inside the body, the lung channel starts sort of in the diaphragm area. It descends down very briefly, then it moves up through the chest, spreads out to both lungs, and then comes up and externalizes right here at the shoulder's nest. This is where the channel makes its presence known on the external portion of the body. So it externalizes here, it runs down, okay? This outer edge of the bicep, not on the inside of the bicep, but on the outside, right along the arm, and moving out towards the thumb, okay, on both arms. It's bilateral on both sides. So this is the basic geography of the lung channel, and we want to pay attention to this geography as we do these movements, because this geography on the body is what we want to move and circulate as we do these exercises. So the first one is going to be something called cloud hands. This movement comes out of Tai Chi forms, so Yang style, Hao style, Chen style. Regardless of what you study in Tai Chi, this movement is found in all styles of Tai Chi, but what we're going to do is we're going to extract that gesture and do it repetitively so we really pump up the energetic function of the lungs. So let's talk about stance. So when we stand, okay, we want to have a medium stance, I would say a little wider than shoulder width, with the feet slightly pointing out, okay? The knees should be bent, so we want to have a good root. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this. What we don't want is this. We don't want to sink forward and drop into our knees like this, okay? This is what I call front loading the knees, and this is not good, okay? Our knees are not designed to support our body like this and our hips go forward. This isn't what we want. What we want is, we want the knees to stay more stationary and like our butt is sitting back into a chair, so it feels like a mini squat, okay? This is where we want to stay in our posture as we stand. Again, not here. Don't front load like this. This isn't good for your knees, and it's not structurally sound for the body. So, sinking back like this when we stand. So keeping that in mind, okay, butt slightly back, we're going to root into our stance. We want to have a good solid platform down below. Now as we do this, imagine that I'm standing on a rug, and imagine that there are wrinkles in the center of the rug, and I'm pushing my feet out slightly on a wood floor so that rug can move and spread out. So what this means is, as we stand, we're not just blindly standing and having our weight drop through our feet, we're also actively, gently sliding our feet out. Now obviously on grass or your floor, your feet are not going to move. but you want slight outward isometric pressure pushing out this way, and this engages the legs in what we want. So gentle, maybe 15%, okay, 20% at most. We don't want to exhaust ourselves or get tired, so just gentle muscle engagement. From that position, we're going to go into cloud hands. So if we have our frontal line here and our side lines here, if we bisect that and right down kind of in the middle, so if this is the front and here, we come to this middle point. This is what I call the 45-degree angle, cutting those two angles in half. So the scissoring action that we're going to do with cloud hands is going to happen on this 45-degree angle. So the left hand comes up, palm facing the face, bottom hand drops down towards the bladder and lower belly. From this position, we turn this left hand over and open, and this goes over this way. When we get to this 45-degree angle, we're going to scoop like this and move across. So you can see in this movement that by the scissoring action here, okay, we're activating the musculature here and twisting the torso, activating that channel inside the body. So we go this way, we turn the hand out, we go across. So simple, relaxed movement, you guys. The idea with the lower body as you do this is that your lower belly is not twisting to where your legs buckle or move, okay? So no Elvis Presley knees, that's not the move right now. You want a solid platform, and as your body turns, it should feel like your lower body is stabilizing as the upper body from the diaphragm up is twisting. So belly button stays facing frontal, we scissor, we turn. Okay, staying rooted, maintaining those principles in the legs. Gentle outward pressure like we're widening the rug below our feet. Scissoring at the 45, palm faces the face, shoulders are relaxed, and we're not using any extraneous tension. One of my teachers has said to me years back, imagine if you were to do gestures like this, if you had to do them for 2 to 3 hours, how soft and relaxed would you have to be to not get tired? So you want to take that as a primer, as an idea, as you do the movements, stay relaxed and soft, okay? No lifting of the shoulders, no scrunching. Good, now the breathing cycle with this. As we do the cloud hands movement, we are going to slowly inhale on the scissoring action, and then exhaling as we twist the body over and across. So inhale, exhale, in, out, in, out. Now, our breathing cycles are going to be different depending on our respiratory capacity. So if you have a 3-second inhale, you want to have a 3-second exhale. Okay, so what this would look like is 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So whatever your breathing cycle is, you match it. The breath should inoculate the gesture. The driving force behind the movement is the breath. You want to think of the breath as invigorating or enlivening the body. You don't want to breathe shallow and move second. You want to breathe big, deep, and full first and have the body follow the breath's lead. Critically important for these postures and what lowers cortisol levels, okay? That's what brings the stress hormone down, is slow, relaxed breathing. As we breathe, make sure that the diaphragm is moving, okay? So what this means is no excessive tension in the torso. Relax the tissues. We want our tissues to slide and massage as we move. Next movement, it's gonna look like this, okay? So simple rotation, body stays frontal with the same alignments down below, butt is slightly back, and we are going to rotate just like this. So the checkpoints, as the hands come down to midway, both the fingers are pointing this direction, palms down. As we get to the bottom of the circle, palms face the earth. As we rotate this way, fingers to the side, and then as we come to the top, at about face level, making sure that we are not too far forward where the shoulders get stiff, and we're not too close to the body this way either. Somewhere in between. So as we do this, the movement looks like this, okay? Soft, relaxed movement. Working on moving the shoulder joint, the shoulder's nest, massaging the lung channel, found in acupuncture theory. Good, so as you see this movement, okay, I'm making a large circular pattern. Half of the circle is an inhale, and half of the circle is exhale. So you get to decide where that inhale and exhale begins, but the basic idea is slow inhale, slow exhale. hinging at the elbows. So for all the people, I'm going to date myself here, but used to watch Arsenio Hall when he used to do this movement, when he would rotate. The elbow has a lot of dexterity, okay? It has a lot of rotational movement. We want to facilitate this as we go through, okay? So it's not a stiff-armed movement like this. It's not a robot Frankenstein move. The elbows should hinge, okay? We want to massage. We want to think of joint rotation as self-massage to the joint. So there's a series of acupuncture points here, which I'm not going to go into, but that are very good for general blood flow down to the arms, which facilitates good lung function. So down this way, circle. Okay, hinging at the elbow, allowing the elbows to rotate. Then we go the other way, so you simply reverse. Okay, slow and easy. How soft and relaxed would you have to be to do this for a number of hours? So don't lift the shoulders, keep the trapezius muscles relaxed, no shrugging of the shoulders. And the palms are soft and relaxed. No excess tension in the hands, rotating. Good. So you guys have a basic framework for these movements now. Cloud hands, which is the scissoring. We start with this, inhaling on the scissor, exhaling as we brush across, and then moving into these gentle, soft shoulder rotations, both of which facilitate and fortify the lung function. Now, once we've done that, we're going to go into a standing posture, which is called Santi Shi. It comes from a martial art called Xing Yi. Now, in Xing Yi, there are 5 primary fists: the metal element, the water element, the wood element, the fire element, and the earth element. Each fist, the movements are aligned with an element. So this first one, called Pichuan, which means splitting fist, was notoriously good at rehabilitating the elderly when they had respiratory problems. So this standing posture facilitates good energetic function into the lung and large intestine. Now, what are we seeing with COVID-19? Okay, it's a metal element pathology. We're seeing respiratory duress along with bowel problems, especially at the onset. Many people are talking about diarrhea. So we're quite literally seeing a metal pathology. So what we want to do is fortify the metal element, strengthen it. And so after you've done these movements and you've circulated blood flow and you've stimulated the lung channel, we're now going to step into Santi. How we're going to step into it is going to be slightly modified from the traditional context because I think it's easier for people to understand the stance. So my left foot, okay, this leg that's pointing towards you is facing towards the camera. My right foot is going to angle out to a 45. So one foot is here, one foot is here. From this position, okay, I'm going to bring my right forearm up, like the palm is directed at my face, and this left hand is going to rest on the inside, all right? Now, when I push forward like this, okay, what I want to engage is I want to engage gentle forward movement, like I'm gently pushing forward with my left hand and keeping the elbow sunk so that I can feel a stretch through the lats. Okay, very gentle, very soft, but we want to engage the intercostals. So lung function regulates the movement of the intercostals, the ribs. So this gentle movement when we push engages the lats. Okay, we want to extend forward until we feel that. So again, left foot is straight, right foot is here, we push forward, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back with my right foot, maintaining that 45-degree angle. And as I step back, medium, okay, my left hand is going to press forward and my right hand is going to press down. So you'll notice if you look at my feet, okay, the space between my legs this way is called our channel, okay, the leg channel. So this is a very wide channel, this is a very narrow channel. So if this gets wider, it's a wide channel, narrow channel. We want to keep the channel narrow for this stance. So my back foot is at a 45, the left one is here, right hand is pressing down like you've got a toddler that you're pushing into the sand. Left hand presses forward, okay? Palm is cupped right here, so open rounded palm, like so. So left hand is pushing forward at about heart level. For fighting application, we're going to have the hand higher for defensive purposes, but for health and cultivation, we're going to adapt that and bring it down towards the heart and lungs. So softer stance here, pushing down this way, okay? Downward gentle pressure here, forward extending pressure here. Now, from the side, I'm going to talk about the alignments. When I step back from here and I go back into this posture, you will notice that my legs, I am not 50-50 forward like this. My hips are sunk back. So what we're looking for is that the shin angles back ever so slightly, and my femur in this leg is vertical to the ground. So you'll see the shin is slightly angled back, femur is vertical, hand presses here. Down this way, hand this way, and we look forward, okay? So as we do this, we want to gently take the crown of the head and lift it up towards the heavens, like we're pulling the spine or the skull out from the sacrum. So very gently expanding the spine, pushing out this way. And as we do that, okay, our gaze can do one of two things. The gaze can either penetrate forward past the finger, 1,000 yards out, what they call the 1,000-yard stare, or you can gaze at the index finger. Okay, either way is fine. But once we get into this position, this is where we mobilize the function of the lungs. So we've circulated and moved it, got the blood flow moving, and now we stabilize and we anchor the function that we just cultivated, the circulation we just created. So we push down here, we extend through here, we relax the body, and we want 3 points on a line, okay? So my index finger, my big toe, and my nose should all be on the same line. So I'm gonna face towards the camera. So what I don't want is this. Foot here, my hand here, and my head over here. Not like this. My big toe, my index finger, and my nose should roughly be on the same line this way, pressing down, okay? Now, once we get into this posture and we hold this and we step back and we hold this posture, okay? Don't worry about how you get into it, stepping back. The main thing is that you just play with these alignments. This front foot, if I imagine there's a rug underneath my foot and I'm attempting to slide that rug forward but my foot doesn't move, I'm gonna feel pressure, what I call pressurizing the leg. It feels like I'm pushing myself back. As I push myself back, this leg resists. And so what you should feel is as you push yourself away with this front foot, you're gonna feel pressure build into the back foot. Now we have just established root, where we have physical pressure going one way and the other, and this gives us a stable posture. So this is part of the medicinal structure, is that you want engagement in both legs gentle. And when we hold this, now we breathe and we steadily relax into this posture, trying to find ease to the best of our abilities. Now, the points we want to track, the acupuncture points, is right here. Lao Gong, pericardium 8, in the center of the palm. It's a point called Yang Chuan on the bottom of the foot, called kidney 1. Okay, so right here on my foot, if you can see, right there. Sorry, I lost my balance. But right there. Okay, this point right here, right where my fingers are landing. So when we do this, we want these points open. We want to put our mind into these points. The palms of the hand, the bottoms of the feet, and then lastly, the crown of the head. So if you draw a line from my ears up to the crown, we want to open these, okay, like eyes, or like an orifice, like if we think of each of these points like a nostril, we want them to open. And as we stand and cultivate, when we take an in-breath, all of these points open, we breathe in through the crown, through the palms and the bottom of the feet, and all of the breath coalesces down into the lower abdomen. So as we hold this posture, we breathe on the inhale, breath comes in here, the palms and the bottom of the feet, until we gather all in the lower belly. So we inhale, storing into the belly, and then we exhale and relax that internal mental alignment. We just relax into it. Then we inhale again, storing into the belly, exhaling and relaxing. So inhaling to the belly and letting go. Now when we switch, okay, don't worry about the transition too much. We're gonna step back. We're gonna have our right foot now pointing forward, okay? So if I was facing you guys like this, my right foot is now forward, my left foot is gonna be angled this way. And I'm gonna have my left hand this way, my right hand here. Okay, so pressing forward, moving through those lats. And as I step back, my left foot goes back, and I settle into Santi, okay? Keeping those 3 points on a line, pressurizing the legs, pressing down with this hand, extending forward with this one, open cupped palms, okay? And doing the same thing on this side. So we open those points, Bai Hui at the top of the head, do 20. We open that point, the palms and the bottom of the feet, and we inhale, storing into the lower abdomen. And then we relax, exhale. So we inhale, so from the side, inhaling and exhaling. So again, you stay here, maybe a couple minutes per side. If your arms feel fatigued, try to relax them. But just, listen to your own body. You're just trying to cultivate and stimulate the lung. We're not trying to exhaust ourselves. So once we finish that, okay, You can do on either side as much as you want. Back to this position. Once you finish that, feet come together, we take a nice deep inhale, and we mentally focus on the lower abdomen, and we close our eyes and we breathe for 3 deep, full abdominal breaths. We want everything to coalesce here. The question is why? This area is called the hara in Japanese, the lower dantian in Chinese medicine. All good martial arts talk about this area. So this area, okay, why do they want the mind down here? Why do we want our intent and our focus down into this area? Because 60 to 80% of our immune response is stored in the small intestine. So if we can put our intent, our focus, and get our breath to move the intestines, this is very good for immune response, okay? Also happens to be where 95% of our serotonin, our feel-good hormone, is produced as well. And that's needed right now. So you guys, breathe here, okay? So very quick recap to review, okay? We've got cloud hands, moving on that 45. We've got the circular rotations like this. After we've done that on both sides, then we go into our Santi. Left foot forward, this foot here. We press and extend, and we step back, and we hold this posture. Pressurizing with the legs, sliding that rug with the front foot, pressurizing into the back, downward pressure with this palm, forward pressure here, and adapting the posture that feels, if we're too far out, we're gonna get stiff and tired. If we're too close, it feels constrained. We want a nice sweet spot right in the middle. And we hold that, and we adopt this posture. So this 3-piece sequence is incredibly good for lung function. The idea is this: when we get into that last Santi posture, that is an archetypal fighting posture, okay? In Chinese medicine, all of the organs process various aspects of the human experience, many of which are emotions. The kidneys process willpower. And so Santi, when we hold this posture, is incredibly good for the kidneys, which fosters willpower in the context of Chinese medicine. So why is this important? Right now, you guys, everything that we're going through, we need strong will. We need that focus. We need that upright spirit. We need the lungs to move. We need to basically be ready for what's coming at us. So even in holding this posture, right, we all know that how the posture is shaped dictates how we think. If we see someone walking and they walk like this through the store, we usually think of them as sad, not confident, maybe depressed. Someone who stands tall and upright, they look confident, like they're in charge. So when we adopt a posture, it has a very real effect on our psychology. So as we go into a very light fighting stance, this tonifies the spirit in a number of ways too. Take the posture, see what it does for you. So I hope this finds you guys well. I'm going to be releasing more content, more exercises, more self-massage points that we can do, acupuncture points that facilitate good supportive lung function. So thanks so much for your time, you guys. Stay safe and stay healthy out there. And we will prevail. We will get through this, you guys. So this too will pass. Thanks a bunch.